In Hawkins Falls, Lona Corey is Bernardine Flynn. Dr. Corey is Maurice Copeland. Mitch Fredericks is Jim Bannon. Mr. Kratz is Butler Manville. Judge Sharp is Philip Lord. And Ryder is Bert Remsen. Your announcer is Wed Howard. Costumes by Mary Dornheim. Lighting by Gene Breeze. Settings by Kurt Nations. Technical director is Ed Reed. Hawkins Falls is created by Doug Johnson, written by Bill Barrett, directed by Frank Pacelli, and produced by Ben Park. We take you to Hawkins Falls each day, Monday through Friday at this same time. Come with us tomorrow, won't you? This program comes to you from Hawkins Falls by way of Chicago.
In Hawkins Falls, people say,
the fellow who owns his own home is always just coming out of the hardware store.
Hawkins Falls, a television novel that tells the story of life in small-town USA. Hawkins Falls is brought to you today by Lona and Floyd Corey are in a position where they can't fight for what they want. Because, well, how do you fight for a child you want to adopt when the child's own mother wants her? And so the Coreys wait. They can't make the next move. Well, let's look in next door to the Coreys tonight. Millie Flagle seems to have a problem of her own.
I don't know, Mitch. The time it would take to open up the seams and make it bigger, it just isn't worth it.
Well, I'll leave the price open. You can tell me what it costs when you finish the job.
I'd rather you take it somewhere else, really.
Well, why?
Well, because it's a big job to alter it to fit, and I'd have to charge you too much. It just isn't worth it.
Well, I don't care how much it costs, within reason, that is. This is a favorite jacket of mine.
But, Mitch, it just isn't in style anymore.
Well, what difference does that make? This jacket is an old friend. I like to wear it. Teresa told me I should throw it away, too. You gals just don't seem to understand how it is with a man.
Well, I'll do the best I can. I can see a man getting sentimental about a golf club or an old pipe or something like that, but an old jacket that's lived its useful life just doesn't make sense.
Well, men are different than women, Millie.
Oh, I didn't know that. Mitch, you're certainly opening my eyes.
Well, no, I'm serious. A man likes to hang on to a watch strap or a belt or cufflinks. He just hates to give them up. Obviously, that's why manufacturers do a larger business in women's things.
Well, not all men are that way. They can't be.
Good evening. I'm glad that you're still open, Millie Flagle. I wanted to pick up my suit.
It's all ready, Calvin, right over there on the rack.
I get it.
Wait a minute, let me prove something to you, Millie. Say, Calvin, tell me something.
I'd be happy to.
How long have you had that watch strap you're wearing?
Isn't it a beauty? I got it yesterday afternoon.
Well, now, hold on a minute. How about the one before that?
Oh, let me think.
Long time, I'll bet.
Oh, yes, indeed.
You hear that, Millie?
Yes, I must have worn that over 3 months. That's a long time for me.
Well, let's take the hat you're wearing. That's an old friend, right?
Oh, yes, indeed.
How many years ago did you buy it?
I bought it last week.
Don't you have on anything old? Suspenders, garters, a belt?
No, let me think. This tie is pretty old. I got that 6 months ago.
Well, I hate to admit this, Millie, but I was wrong. Calvin, the next time I'm trying to prove a point, don't show up, huh?
Oh, I love to buy new things. Off with the old, on with the new.
What about the jacket, Mitch?
Well, you can't fight the system. Just send it to the old jacket graveyard, I guess.
I believe that purchasing new articles always helps the economy of a community. Of course, one should only buy what one can comfortably afford. I never violate that rule.
Well, there's one consolation, Mitch. Somewhere between you and me lies the right viewpoint. I buy too many clothes, you don't buy enough.
Like I told that Hayden lady a little while ago when she wanted perfume on credit. I said, one must be cautious and not buy too much. She wanted to take $20 worth of perfume on credit.
You mean Nellie's mother?
The actress lady, you know, the one who's the big movie actress. I always heard that movie actors didn't save their money. Oh, thanks for cleaning my suit, Millie.
Thank you, Calvin.
Good night.
Good night, Calvin.
Night. This is hiding a big movie star. This is really pitiful, Millie. You know that woman is living in a childish dream.
I feel sorry for Nellie. I'd like nothing better than to see Lona and Floyd be able to keep the little girl. She'd really get a foundation for a good life for the Coreys. I guess this is one of those instances where I just feel sorry for everybody involved, especially the little girl.
Millie, can I ask you a question?
You know you can.
Well, it's about Teresa.
I thought so. What about her?
Well, does Teresa ever talk to you about me?
All the time?
Millie, I never thought I'd ask this of anybody, but what do you think of Teresa and me?
I'm very fond of you both.
No, you know what I mean.
You have your doubts, Mitch?
Well, I know that I love Teresa, and I think she loves me, but, well, I've been so wrong lately. Look how I acted when Teresa first got the idea about us adopting Nellie. Look how I acted about Otto when all he wanted was to be left alone. I've hurt Teresa, and I've hurt a good guy like Otto. I don't know, I'm just not sure of myself anymore.
Mitch, first let me say I think you and Teresa are perfect together. I think you'll have a very fine marriage. And secondly, I'd like to thank you.
For what?
For some reason or other, we always think the other person is sure of himself when we're not. I never thought you had a doubt about anything.
Have I lost face?
You've gained it. You know, I think human beings are nicer than people.
That doesn't make sense, Millie.
Doesn't it?
Well, it can't. Not when you say human beings are nicer than people. I take it back. I guess it does make sense.
You know, and then this man said to the first man, "Isn't that amazing? I have one at home exactly like it." I thought that was rather amusing. That is, as stories go. And this one certainly went even before it got here.
Well, I'm sorry, Calvin. I guess I was a little preoccupied. Very interesting story, though, wasn't it, dear?
Oh, yes. Yes, it was, Calvin.
Oh, I do get off a good one now and then. Saw you people sitting here quietly and thought I'd stop and visit. But I must be on my way now.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Calvin.
I like that story. I find many a chuckle in it.
Darling, can I get you something to drink?
No, thanks, dear. Let me get it for you. I have some pineapple juice in the refrigerator, all right?
No, don't bother. I'm not really thirsty.
That poor pipe. It rarely gets smoked, but when you're deep in thought, it certainly takes quite a twisting.
Hadn't realized I was doing it.
All this thinking getting you anywhere, Floyd?
I've been thinking about it constantly, Lona. I always come out at the same place. I think we should fight to keep Nellie. I've given myself every argument on the other side. I've told myself Mrs. Hayden has a right to her own daughter. I've agreed that other people are entitled to bring up their children as they wish. I've gone through the whole list. All boiled down to one point. I'd like to have Nellie stay here as our daughter.
It's terribly hard to face, but I'm afraid Mrs. Hayden is right when she says that nothing can force her to give up her child.
I disagree. She's abandoned the child more than once.
But she's always come back for her.
Well, Lona, this doesn't mean anything.
Darling, it means a lot.
Were you talking as though we were going to lose Nellie?
I don't want us to, Floyd, you know that, but I think we'd better get used to the idea. Don't have to be a lawyer to know that the last thing a court ever wants to do is take a child from its mother.
You heard what Judge Sharp said the other day. He's on our side.
Darling, emotionally, he's on our side for now. But when the time comes that Mrs. Hayden stands before him and pleads for her child, well, you know the answer.
Well, it's all wrong, Lona. I know Nellie likes being with us. I can tell. I can feel it. I can see it when she's watching you serving dinner. There's love and respect and admiration in her eyes. And I saw her eyes the other day when her mother came over here, telling the child to call her Jackie, by her new movie name.
Floyd, all I'm saying is that we have no choice in the matter.
You're right, dear. I guess I've known it all along. We have no choice. I'll get it.
Don't cry, Mrs. Corey.
Nellie, darling, what are you doing out here? I thought you were in bed.
I've wanted to be where you were.
Honey, how long have you... Did you hear us talking? Oh, baby, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But Do me a favor, please. You go upstairs and go to bed. Please don't ask me to explain some of the things we were saying. You can see I'm a little upset right now, and if there was ever a time you need to have things explained to you in a calm way, this is it. Please, dear. Don't think about it now. We'll talk it over in the morning.
All right.
Nellie. I thought she was in bed.
No, she was out here somewhere. Floyd, she heard every word we said.
She didn't. Well, what did you say? How did you explain it?
I couldn't. I told her we'd talk it over in the morning.
In Hawkins Falls, Lona Corey is Bernadine Flynn. Dr. Corey is Maurice Copeland. Mitch Fredericks is Jim Bannon. Millie Flegel is Roz Toohey. Calvin Sperry is Art Van Harvey. And Nellie Hayden is Bridget Daly Basler. Your announcer is Len Sterling. In Hawkins Falls, people say Wesson Oil is America's favorite salad oil and liquid shortening. Hawkins Falls is created by Doug Johnson, written by Bill Barrett, directed by Frank Pacelli, and produced by Ben Park. This program comes to you from Hawkins Falls by way of Chicago.